In today's day and age, when most of us spend hours and hours on our phone, we thought it would be interesting to take a look at the fascinating world of vlogging. A world where individuals share every aspect of their lives online. These are videos that are sometimes a few minutes long, they can sometimes go hours long, and they captivate millions and millions. You'll have one person documenting aspects of their life, and it's shaping social media trends. Millions of followers, as we said, contribute to the views, and vlogging has over the last few years become a form of influence in its own right in our country. We've also seen the power of vlogging shape social media itself. Vlogging has changed the way that we consume content as consumers, and it offers an intimate glimpse, and that's the key word here, intimate, into the lives of others. Their daily routines, the travels that they go on with their families, and more importantly, even their mundane day-to-day activities. So a conversation with a spouse, a private moment, a moment where you're brushing, all of these activities are captured on camera, and it's eventually uploaded for the world to see.
But is this culture of sharing every aspect of your life online really harmless, or does it come with its complicated set of consequences? Intimate was the word used. How intimate is too much being intimate? How exactly is the line drawn between concerns that are now being raised because of vlogging, of exploitation, mental health, and the impact of children that might have, both on people watching it and those creating it as well? Also remember, vlogging or video blogging, just to sort of put a perspective here, is not exactly new, but current trends of recording every day, all your mornings, evenings, nights, seem to be raising questions we hope to get answers to in this segment.
Okay, so who do we have to bring us a bit of a light on this issue? We thought first it's important to hear from the vloggers themselves. And to do this, we have a huge force in the vlogging scene joining us on the show today. Mumbiker Nikhil is with us. Let me just tell our audiences, you're also known as Nikhil Sharma, though everyone knows you and loves you as Mumbiker Nikhil. And
Yes.
let me just share with our audiences, Nikhil, that you have 4 million people subscribed just to your YouTube channel. So they are watching every story you put up. Nikhil, tell us, and we'll do this before we get into any questions. Set the scene for us. So 10 years ago is when you started uploading videos on YouTube, and if one takes a look at those original videos, it's a lot of biking reviews, very different from the content you're posting today. It's a lot of biking content where one can't even see your face. It's just views of the road, but it's long stretches of video. And you can see jhalaks of the vlogging that you have today, in the sense that it's the audience participating while you're on the bike ride, kind of watching that bike ride happen. How did the evolution of Mumbiker Nikhil to what it is today take place? The aspects you've decided to share of your life online today, how did each of those decisions happen? Just walk us through that.
Okay, so I started making my videos like 20 years back almost, when I was starting my college, and there was this thing about me recording myself throughout always. My father gifted me this Nokia N72 phone, if you guys remember. So the first thing I did, I didn't click a picture, I started making videos of it, mimicking Shah Rukh Khan and Johnny Lever conversation. And then fast forward to 2015 when I came back to India. And before that, I was in an airline, and I remember whenever I used to travel to any destination, I used to record a video of mine. Let it be entering into a supermarket for the first time. It's just for my mother and for my family. See, mom, I'm here in this supermarket. Look how big it is in Houston, or I'm in France walking down the Eiffel Tower. It's not really that great, blah, blah, blah. And we never used to use the phone like vertically. We always used to use it horizontally. And then when I came on YouTube, it was, back then YouTube was just cats and babies videos. You just put cute videos of random things, or probably like ladies are making food, or men are just playing with their kids or dogs. And then fast forward to, it became more and more of a you can say a work thing. So when I started uploading, now back then, people were not really familiar with vlogging. Back then, you can't sell the concept of vlogging. Back then, the videos were like comedy sketches, AIB, Bhuvan was rising, and a lot of gaming was rising. So I was like, okay, I can't do comedy, I can't do all of this. So I travel. That's my genre, and I've been to a lot of countries. So let me start traveling in India, and I have a bike. So let me start recording. And I put a GoPro on my helmet, and then that did pretty well. But what I noticed is that, of course, we Indians, we people, we love personal thing, right from the awkward days or hi-fi days, and then Facebook. What we used to like hide our family members. Oh, I'm going on a date with this so and so person to this restaurant. I don't want my family members to know. And then I was like, people used to ask me, show more about your life. So like, okay, I did this Mumbai to Bangalore journey. So show more about your life. Are you a vegetarian or non-vegetarian? Why don't you show your mother? Because my mother was not comfortable coming in front of the camera. कि ये बेटा क्या कर रहा है, taking a motorcycle and going, what everyone will call me. What is your son is doing, riding thousand kilometers. But then I noticed that in the comment section, it was more about people asking for my personal life rather than they want to know about more of a motorcycle. Yeah, I did got a lot of motorcycle audience as well. And then in one random Q&A, I said, guys, do you want to know more about my life? It's not really fun. I'm a normal single guy. I live in a very small apartment with my mother. Are you really interested? They say, yeah, yeah, yeah. So slowly, I shared a glimpse, and then I understood ki, oh, this people want to know more about your life. So the whole tadka is you give them I mean, content is like dal. They don't want to eat a normal dal. So when you give away your personal life, like, okay guys, I'm a vegetarian, this is what I do, this is what my house is, and this is where I travel, and my name is this, I'm dating
Yeah.
this girl, blah blah blah. So they connect with you more. I'm not saying they're there for that. They connect with you more. Oh, this guy is just like us. He lives with his mother. His mother is scolding him in front of the camera. अरे अपनी mom भी वैसी ही है. अरे he's also eating dal chawal, his favorite. Because back then people used to share more of an exotic thing. Sharing, oh, I eat dal chawal, I'm a
Yeah.
vegetarian, I live with
Yeah.
my parents, was like a bit of a no, ये सब share नहीं करना है. I want to share that, oh, I have checked it in Taj on Facebook, rather than I'm at home with my mother and eating dal chawal. So I realized that, and
Right.
that's how it started. And then fast forwarded to today, I
Yeah.
am a father of two children, and that's what I share.
Nikhil, let me pause you over there for a minute. Yeah, let me pause you there for a minute before you fast forward to what's going on right now. I'm very glad you put on different genres of how things are happening on YouTube as well, right? There's vlogging, there are comedy sketches, there are different
Yes.
forms. But we're talking specifically about vlogging today, which is so fascinating, and the form that you do as well, which perhaps Casey Neistat sort of brought in, right? He recorded some
Yes.
500 days of his life, and that's what got
Yes.
everybody to go on and say that, okay, every day I'm going to put out what I'm doing. But that
Yes.
sort of a discipline must come at a cost. And do you feel that? Do you feel sometimes that too much of your life is going online?
Yes, I do feel sometimes. So before getting married, it was easy. It was just discipline. It was just your physical strength and your willpower. Because as good thing you noticed, Casey Neistat once mentioned the reason he's putting up stories. The vlogging is like a storytelling, is because he wants to do something when he gets up. Because vlogging is not you get up, you dress well and go to the office. It's creating something new. Even how you brush your teeth or how you're making coffee yourself for yourself, it's like showing in a different angle, and it makes you very, very, very creative. But then what the shift I noticed is when I introduced my girlfriend, my wife now, back then. And because I remember once my wife telling me, girlfriend then, uh, Nikhil, you're not giving me time. You're not giving me enough time. Why you always, just working hard? You get up, you just want to be, let's make a great day. No, sometimes the day can be lazy, boring, laid back. Why you have to be that? And I remember Casey also making a video that he almost, ended his relationship with his wife because of vlogging. Because it makes you crazy. It takes so much
Yes.
from you. It makes you literally, you get addicted to it. You get addicted. You actually make your virtual audience, oh, you have to prove it. So how, when you are young, you want to prove something to your parents, hold on to that thought. That thought gets into you every day, start of the day, that you have to prove something to your audience, that this is what you're doing and this is how great your skills are. But then when my wife told me that, and then when I have kids, then there was another shift. Because back then I was like this boy, always energized, ready to rock the day. But then after having kids, no one told me how difficult it is to be a father. There's spit ups all over my shirt. My hair is not groomed. My face is tired. Same goes to my wife. And then I was scared, and I feel less demotivated. I remember doing this one interview with Sadhguru, and I told him, "Does your creativity goes down after marriage?" Because it was really affecting me that why my creativeness is down. You see the video of me playing with my daughter on my chest. There was this time where I had all sorts of cameras and bike thing on me, and then I was like, "Am I comfortable?" Because it really takes so much away from you. It's so tired all the time. There is 20 kilos backpack, and then your child, and you can't. I remember there was some time I was very tired, and then audience said, "Why are you tired?" So I was like, how to tell them why am I tired with 3 hours of sleep and all this? So you don't really want to show yourself vulnerable. I'm someone that I don't like to show myself vulnerable in front of the camera because my audience have seen me always strong, energized. So yeah, in between I was really confused. Yes, it really takes so much from you if you are like addicted to it, which I was.
Can we ask you, Mumbiker Nikhil, there's a conversation right now taking place in the West when it comes to children. And I ask you this because you touched on both of your kids. So there's this
Yes.
conversation in the West around how children should feature if their parents are vloggers. And this big question that's being discussed about whether kids should, many years later, receive compensation of some kind. So, for example, if you've made profits from your video, should your kid at some point receive a share of that? How should they be considered as an entity in all of this? And I just want to know how you think through that. Because one thing is having, as you said, your mum. I saw her beautifully on your wedding day. You made your audiences finally. The mum who you talked so much about, she came on camera.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. But then there's also kids who are, younger than a certain age. Your kids are babies. How do you think through all of that?
Okay, so I really get worried sometimes, because see, now we are on a rise of social media. Now everybody is joining in social media, okay? But then not everybody wants to be famous, and fame comes with a price, especially if you're introducing a child, because that child is going to be an adult or probably a teenager at one point of time. And they, especially a girl, they might not like how my parents have showed me. If I'll take you back to a point where, remember when you used to get your friends to your house and your parents used to show your bachpan ka photo where you're not wearing anything, or your snot is coming out from your nose, or your hair is not done, and there's a big bindi on your head. Even if you're a boy, you don't like that, right? And now children are they're aware of things because the friends in the schools are telling them, you should not do this. You should tell your parents that keep this business away from you. And talking about how they'll get profited is whatever is mine is theirs. Okay, like I have started investments on both of my daughter's name, that when they'll be 18, they'll get big chunk of money, and whatever is mine. And I'm glad that I don't have a son who's gonna ask me for a motorcycle, but God knows it can be my daughter's asking me for a motorcycle.
Yamaha,
Then,
expensive Yamaha.
yeah, I don't know. It's not about money. It's about that I know it's
All
scary, right? So.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
what
yeah.
scares me is that in
Nikhil,
the future,
lots to
children,
unpack.
yes, lots to unpack.
No,
So I,
finish your
what,
thought. You said what scares you is? What
what,
scares you
what
is?
scares me is that I was having this conversation with Ranveer, Beer Biceps, and we discussed that in year 2038, privilege would be not being on social media, not being on internet. That's going to be privilege. That's called Web 3.0. So I was having a discussion with my wife. What if our daughter grows up and they say, Dad, why did you show us? I don't want to be on social media. My life is getting affected.
Yeah,
I'm finding difficulty in having friends or making boyfriends. And what if they blame? Children likes to blame on parents. We all have done it. Kuch nahi mil raha to just blame on parents.
That's a good thought, Nikhil. I'm butting in because we have one more guest and I want to get in her perspective as well.
Please.
Lots to unpack from what you've said. Nisman is with us. She's also a content creator, does a lot of sketches online, has millions of followers on YouTube as well, is also doing vlogging of late from what I'm seeing. Nisman, we just heard from Nikhil who said that fame will come at a cost and we don't know what the future will have. So one is really trying to understand what is the future of vlogging, number one, and what is the cost of vlogging.
Right. Hi, firstly, thank you for having me, guys.
Lovely, lovely seeing you, Nisman. Tell us though, what do you feel is the cost of sorts?
See, for me, if you're vlogging, you can't live in the moment. I tried. Basically, I have just started vlogging and I'm like, मैं यहाँ जीऊँ या कैमरा पे जीऊँ मैं क्या करूँ? It's like I can't be there, but मुझे record करना है because मुझे बाद में upload करना है. So I'm still trying to figure out कि मैं best of both worlds कैसे कर पाऊँ यार exactly. Because ऐसा है कि I'm putting too much of my personal life into it, but I also have to use that चाय की छन्नी कि कितना डालूं and कितना नहीं डालूं. So there's this constant thoughts in my mind कि what am I supposed to do and what is ethical? क्या क्या मैं दिखाऊं and क्या नहीं दिखाऊं? And what if I show something I'm not supposed to? So I'm in that constant dilemma right now while vlogging. But let's see where it goes, hopefully.
आपने अभी बोला चाय की छन्नी. Earlier we were talking to Mumbiker Nikhil. He was making a dal comparison, lots of food comparisons early in the morning. Nisman, tell us one thing. This is a very active choice for you. So, unlike Mumbiker Nikhil, who was part of, one could say, one of that first wave of vloggers that came into our country, really drove that and drove the form. You're someone who is choosing to do this when vlogging is very much an established thing, right? And the content you're creating, as we've just discussed with our audiences, is, and they can see some of it right now, is largely comedic. You're now making that shift into vlogging. As you said, every day it's a choice to show what to do and what not to do. So what's driving you to do it in the first place?
See, I was always a short format content creator. I used to play characters and मुझे पता रहता था मुझे क्या दिखाना है because it's not me, it's someone else. I'm portraying someone else in that 30 seconds or 1 minute video. But then on YouTube, I started receiving comments like they wanted to know what my life is, what my personal life is, what I actually do, what I eat. मेरा दिन कैसा जाता है? They actually wanted to like tap into my personal life. So they were like, please start vlogging, please start vlogging. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I went to this creator summit and I was like, okay, chalo, casually, I'll just record clips, I'll just merge them and put it as a vlog. But then I realized what big of a hectic schedule that vlogging brings into your life because not just recording, editing, choosing what clips I have, kitna lamba hona chahiye, what if they get bored, what should be the exact duration, figuring out all of that was like a big task. But then I was like, yeah, let's give it a try because अभी vlogging ऐसा है कि now everybody is doing it and जो नहीं कर रहे हैं उनको FOMO हो रहा है. During Nikhil's time, I think he was like one of the first जो vlogging जिसने लाया था ये concept पूरा कि okay, there's something like riding and vlogging at the same time and everyone's like wow ऐसा कुछ भी होता है. But now everybody is doing it and मैंने basically out of FOMO start किया है vlogging करना.
That's actually a very honest opinion. So thanks for sharing that. The thing I want to understand from you is that there are a lot of these short form vlogs also that are there and the long form, like the Casey kind of long form vlogging that happens as well. Is there an active conversation, it seems like, amongst the group to say that you'll have to draw the line once and there will get a point where it'll be too much of it? Is that an active conversation? How are you guys tackling it?
Yeah, so I have like recently spoken to a lot of creators. Some of them had started vlogging like quite early, but in a comparison of views, they were not like quite happy right now because vlog sab kar rahe, but views and engagement sabko nahi aa raha hai. Because they don't understand that not everybody wants to see. मतलब तुमको जो दिखाना है वो सब में उसको interest नहीं है. Maybe you want to show that, you are keen to show that, but सबको नहीं देखना है. मतलब they only want that masala and fun elements of vlogging that they can actually like watch while having food or just while chilling. So there are these vloggers जो रोज vlog करते हैं and I don't know वो लोग अभी तक थके कैसे नहीं है. I wait for happy moments of my life where I'm traveling कि तब मैं vlog करूंगी. ठीक है चलो कुछ मिलेगा. But I know these vloggers जो रोज vlog कर रहे हैं. मैं तो बल्कि इंस्पिरेशन ले रही हूँ उनसे कि भाई कैसे कर रहे हो तुम लोग and how are you like filtering out कि क्या दिखाना है क्या नहीं और तुम्हारी रोज लाइफ इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग कैसे हो रही है कि तुम ब्लॉग में डाल पा रहे हो.
These are all very relevant questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it needs a lot of effort and मतलब जो उनमें है that सहानुभूति to do vlogging every day. I'm very inspired by that. सोच के कि चलो मैं भी कभी ये कर पाऊंगी शायद इतनी लाइफ इंटरेस्टिंग होगी मेरी कि मैं रोज व्लॉग बना पाऊं.
Chalu Nisman, good luck then for the journey ahead. You're already an established content creator, but this jump of sorts that you're making into this new form, thank you for telling us so honestly about your thoughts.